This video we're going to be covering the new Season 4 patch notes. We're going to get through this very quickly. We don't want to waste your time. If you do enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe. But let's get straight into this. So we're obviously getting a new map, which we've seen in the roadmap. We're also getting a couple of new weapons, which we will cover as well. They're going to be sorting out some stability issues. Hopefully this is to do with server related things, which is what it looks like here. So we'll need to kind of wait for in-game playtime to see how this feels, because they can say they're fixing it, but we all know that they've said this plenty of times and it doesn't really mean very much. We're getting new operators, which is not too important here. We're getting new weapons, so we're getting the new Razorback assault rifle, and we're also getting the ISO SMG, and we will be covering full class setups and things as soon as they launch, pretty much straight away. We will be getting a new melee weapon as well. And when it comes to shotguns and some slight changes here, shotguns pellets now use damage priority. If more than 4 pellets hit a target, the highest damage among those pellets will be used. So I suppose that's if you land like a headshot or a body shot, it will take that damage. The fist lunge range is being reduced. This is globally across all game modes. Gun butt lunge is being reduced, and gun butt damage is being reduced in Warzone as well. So melee has been nerfed. So we've got weapon balancing as well, and we also did have a health change, which has obviously been leaked essentially, but we'll quickly get into that. I'm sure they'll have that in the Warzone section for this, but again, this is the global section. So we've got bullets to kill increased by 2 on the Cronin Squall. This will be a huge nerf to this gun. Maximum damage has been increased, minimum damage has been added. So again, we'll need to wait and see how this actually plays out, because obviously we're getting changes to the base health. So some guns, even though they said they could be getting a nerf, might actually still be meta when we are playing and comparing it against other weapons. So we will be doing a comparison of all the assault rifles, SMGs, as we usually do, with the TTK numbers when we get the stats all collated. We do have shotgun changes as well when it comes to the BIZON 800. Minimum damage decreased, headshot multiplier increased, neck multiplier increased. Basically all the multipliers have been increased, but the minimum damage has been decreased. So I don't really know, it's kind of like a buff and a nerf essentially. BIZON 890, again we've got a similar change there. Expedite, minimum damage has been added, and leg multipliers have been increased. Again, I think this is in exchange for this new health change, so obviously they're trying to balance the shotguns to make them still viable, otherwise they'd be completely useless with the current values that they do have. So that is what they're doing with this one. Again, similar with the Lockwood 300. So we've got changes to SMGs here. So Fennec bullets to kill increased by 1. Hopefully this also means they've increased the health, but we'll need to see that in the Warzone 2 section. We've got some attachment changes. We've got changes to basically the challenges on how to unlock them. We've got a new barrel for the KASTOV-762, which is quite interesting, so we'll see how that actually plays out. That'll be pretty cool. We've got 12 gauge Dragon's Breath, a slight change to that with the broadside shotgun. Bug fixes here. Fixed an issue with basically optics. We've got Dragon's Breath rounds doing residual damage. Health effects on bodies, I've not really noticed that one. Don't really play the game too much anymore though, to be fair, so there is that. So slight changes that shouldn't have obviously happened. Then we've got events. We've got the new map, of course, which we'll see in game. We've got a new battle pass, of course, which again we'll see in game. We've got some movement changes. Parachute weapon quick raise now always used when cutting your parachute or landing for improved responsiveness. Cool. I think that's the only movement change we've seen. Cool, I guess. Adjustments. Bomb squad now scales both explosive damage and clamps maximum damage unless the damage was a direct impact. Cool. Field upgrades now refund properly when shocked by a shock stick mid deployment. Okay, so basically when they were deployed mid shock stick you wouldn't get it back, so that makes sense. Throwing star kills now properly extend battle rage and dead silence. Cool. Audio, something with war tracks. Again, not important audio changes, just audio changes that are not really that relevant. And then we're going to get into the dedicated Warzone stuff. So we've got taxi boats and trams on the new map, obviously because there's a lot of water on this map. We've got new supply boxes, We've got a reinforcement flare. We've all discussed this in the blog post stuff, so we're mainly looking out for the actual patch notes things here. Again, when it comes to the map, this is going to be something we need to kind of experience for ourselves. They've got the new kind of mist within the game. For when it comes to resurgence game modes, it's not really too impactful. It's not going to affect the game too much. We've seen kind of live streams of early gameplay. It doesn't really matter too much with that one, which is good. You've got sandstorms coming to Al Mazrah as well, so we'll see how that kind of plays out on the bigger map. We've got new modes, lockdown, which is basically like capture the flag style mode, or capture the zone, which is objective based, which is really good. They should keep this in the game because we need more game modes. And then we've got all maps and modes, player health has been increased, so exactly what I want to see happen. Base health is increased to 150, so this is really good. So full health is 300, and obviously they made the weapon balancing changes as well, and regen delay is increased also along with that. That's okay, I'm okay with that kind of stuff. Armor plates, quality of life, armor plates will automatically pick up 9 armor plates. This is good stuff right here. This is what we want to see, automatic pickups for armor plates. We had this in Warzone 1, why did they take it out? Makes no sense whatsoever, but they've added it back in. That's cool. I'm glad we've got that. Obviously they're going to go into details of how that actually works, but again, as long as it picks up automatically up to 9 armor plates, perfect stuff. Armor box, quality of life, players will now received a fixed number of 6 armor plates from armor boxes regardless of how many. Exactly what we need here. This is just stuff that should have been in the game anyway. Why did they change this? It makes no sense. We want to know exactly what we're getting when we're getting it. Munitions box, players will now receive a fixed stack of weapon ammo. Again, just stuff that we need to know. It's just standard stuff that was back in Warzone 1. Good changes, to be fair. I'm happy about this. This is really good quality of life stuff, by the way, aside from they've not really changed movement at all. Some new quality of life fixes here. So rejoin, players that experience a crash on their device will be able to reconnect the match within 4 minutes. That is such a cool thing, in my opinions. You must have at least 1 squad member alive, of course. It kind of makes sense anyway, otherwise you wouldn't be in the game anyway. So we've got some new features on Vondel, but it will be coming to other maps and modes in the future, they said. So we've got the new TAQ vehicle, dynamic fog system, Vondel resurgence, that's cool. Reinforcement flare, so is that only on Vondel? That's kind of a weird one. They should have had that across the kind of the whole game, because it's such a standard thing as a field upgrade, right? But I guess they're trying to make people play the new map, so I kind of get that one. But as long as it's coming, then we know, and if it works good, then we can have it in other game modes as well. Supply boxes are now coming back into the game, which is really, really cool. Adjustments to all maps, loot update. Obviously, we get the new revisions to loot. Prices have changed, so they're reducing some of the prices of things, which is ideal. Armor boxes, munition boxes. Whilst attempting to loot an item that a player already has active in the slot, they'll be presented with an option to stow the duplicate in their backpack. That is perfect. A lot of good quality of life changes here. We need just movement and a few other things, and we could be in a good spot with this game. This should have been done ages ago, though, to be fair. Resupply perk, the time to recharge equipment has been increased to 50 seconds from 30 seconds. Cool, we've seen that before. Bounty contract, most wanted contract. We've got a few quality of life changes here. So all maps and modes here as well, they've reduced gas damage, which is ideal, so that's really good. And then they've also reduced it whilst using a gas mask in certain aspects of the game, so certain circles. Cool, I mean, as long as we could do certain gas plays, I'm okay with that. We don't really need to be sitting on the gas for like 10 minutes straight, so I'm okay with that one. Armor plates, the number of armor plates that spawn within the gulag has been decreased. Okay, that's cool. Gulag overtime, cool. Strongholds, we've got a reduction in AI in the game, so it's not going to be completely removed, but they are removed from strongholds, but they're not removed from the overall game entirely, which I believe they should be, but that's a whole different thing. Black sites will still have AI, I'm pretty sure. We've got dynamic resurgence, cool. We've got the vengeance icon. We discussed this all. This is all in the blog post stuff as well. We've got some rank changes here, which I don't really want to cover too much because there's not really anything too important usually in here, other than the stuff that's already kind of basically done with the battle royale in general. But that is pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all this stuff down in the comments below. If you do want to have a full read through all the patch notes, I'll leave a link down below, and thank you very much for watching.